So just to be clear, I'm going to make a very short list of words that count as irregular words in that you have to learn them as sight words that you memorize and practice, just recognizing the whole word on sight because they're not decodable, at least by the patterns that students would know in the early grades. And then a list of high-frequency words, which show up a lot, so it's helpful if kids know them right on sight, but it may not actually be worth instructional time if there are words that kids couldn't possibly have access to without some instruction. So one irregular word is actually the word one. If I was going to write this word down as a student, I might reach for like a W at the beginning of it. I would probably not think about using the letter O to get that W sound in the beginning of one. However, that's something that you just have to teach kids, that when we want to say the word one, this is how we represent it in print, and we just have to memorize this by seeing it over and over again and practicing it with explicit instruction, which just means that I have told you the rule, I've modeled how I use it when I see one, this is what I say, and we've practiced it together with feedback. So one is irregular. It also happens to be high frequency. But there are lots of words that are not irregular that do happen over and over again in text. So like it is totally decodable, short I, T sound. Nobody has trouble decoding that, and it happens over and over again. It's a high frequency word that I wouldn't spend instructional time on because students should be able to decode it when they see it in context, and they'll see it in context so much that it should become automatic automatically. Whereas something that counts as a sight word, for example, the first time kids see was, we say that if, like, think about how a kid would spell that if they were sounding it out. You might spell it something like W-U-Z, the way we say it. So sometimes words that are really quite frequent are also irregular, so they do need instructional time. The idea here is that we don't spend time on words that are high frequency but decodable, because kids can get there by themselves if we have enough volume of reading. We do want to spend time on words that are frequent and irregular. If kids know the words already because they've already figured it out or been taught, we don't spend any more time. But we do want to think about what are the words that are irregular, that need instruction, that'll happen over and over again, so that knowing them would really speed up your fluency if you could just know them